I'm Lights Camera Jackson. Welcome to LCJ Live. Today is Sunday, January 16, 2022. Already halfway through the month of January, and we've got our first big movie of 2022 at the box office. Scream, the new Scream, with $30.6 million, has won the weekend box office easily. Well, sort of easily over Spider-Man No Way Home, which made another $20.8 million this weekend. So a 1-2 power punch at the box office totaling more than $50 million. And that's in the 3-day. With it being the holiday weekend, those numbers go up to 35 for Scream and 26 for Spider-Man. So huge numbers for those two films. And Sing 2 not bad as well. $8.3 million in the 3-day, another $11 million total for the 4-day weekend. Sing 2 is up to 122. Spider-Man at $704 million after tomorrow. That is just an incredible achievement. You're probably wondering what this is in front of me. It's a Happy 2022 card from Netflix with Ariana Grande and Kid Cudi with their song Just Look Up from Don't Look Up, the Adam McKay movie. They are pushing very hard for Best Original Song Oscar consideration. And so they sent a card, and actually when you open up the card, it plays the song, which is amazing. So thank you to Netflix for that. I love the score in Don't Look Up. Not so much most of the rest of the movie, but the score is excellent. The 355 and the Kingsman both with $2.3 million this weekend. The Kingsman doing okay. I mean, yes, it hasn't even gotten to the opening weekend totals of the previous two Kingsman movies, but almost $30 million now after a very slow start. The 355 is at about $9 million after 11 days. Congratulations to Belle, the Mamoru Hosoda excellent animated film that hopefully will get an Oscar nomination. Opened in about 1,300 theaters this weekend. Going to make $2 million for the holiday weekend. And that's pretty good, all things considered, when a lot of analysts didn't even think it was going to get into the top 10 this weekend, didn't even consider it. And it's coming in 6th for the 3-day and 7th place for the 4-day weekend. So congratulations to Belle. It's a very good film. If you want to read my Q&A with Mamoru Hosoda, who was Oscar nominated for Mirai 3 years ago, you can go to animationscoop.com. Had a nice conversation with him about that. Lots of Q&As coming at you this week, and are already up at animationscoop.com with more of the Oscar animated short film finalists. I'm interviewing all the makers of all 15 animated short film finalists. Get those Q&As. Plus a look at all of the Sundance Film Festival animated shorts. That is coming this week to animationscoop.com. Patrick Cote Noir, hi LCJ, hope you're well. Thank you so much, appreciate it. Hope everybody's doing well who's watching LCJ Live today. American Underdog with $1.6 million, it's at 21.5. West Side Story added another million or so over the holiday weekend. Same thing with Licorice Pizza and Ghostbusters, a little bit less. So those are your top 10 movies for the holiday weekend. House of Gucci and Venom seem to be outside of the top 10. Both got re-released this weekend. Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and House of Gucci expanded to many, many more locations this weekend. I want to reflect for a minute before we get to the SAG Awards reactions on the passing of Bob Saget. I grew up watching Full House. I would come home from school. I remember second grade. I wanted to get home in time to watch the 3:30 airing of the Full House episode on ABC Family. I love Full House. It's a great show. I'm so glad MeTV has picked up the rights to it. They are starting with 4 episodes today at 2 o'clock to pay tribute to Bob Saget, and then they're going to air it every week. Bob Saget did so much for family television, America's Funniest Home Videos. He's going to do a retrospective as he was the original host. He's going to have a retrospective tonight, 7 p.m. on ABC. So fans of that show and families and fans of Bob Saget can look forward to that. And so many tributes over the past week from the Full House co-stars of John Stamos and Dave Coulier, and even the Olsen twins put out a statement. So some really nice things to say about him. He also hosted some game shows, most recently Nashville Squares, but also 1 versus 100, which, as I wrote the other day, NBC needed another show to go with Deal or No Deal, and for a couple of years, 1 versus 100 was kind of a hot show in terms of ratings, viewership, and appeal for NBC, and Bob Saget hosted that and was a part of many, many other projects. So he will certainly be missed. Looking forward to that tribute tonight on AFV. Also tonight on TV, you can get during the NFL game at 4:30 on Nickelodeon. They're previewing an animated series called Big Nate during halftime. Last year, they previewed the Camp Coral SpongeBob series, so we got Big Nate tonight. Let's talk about the SAG Awards nominations, which came out the other day. The big surprise, of course, to many is that Kristen Stewart did not get in lead actress. Were you surprised by Kristen Stewart not getting in lead actress for her performance in Spencer? Let me know your thoughts here on LCJ Live. I'll read your comments here, and we'll talk about the awards season and where it's at. Kristen Stewart didn't get in. I think Jennifer Hudson took her spot. Jennifer Hudson for Respect. Alana Haim should be on that ballot. Unfortunately, she's not. At least she's up for the Critics' Choice Award for Licorice Pizza. We've got Jessica Chastain, Olivia Colman, Lady Gaga, and Nicole Kidman, who I guess is the front runner now. But we will see what happens. Do we think Encanto is done? Encanto's done making a lot of money, but and about $93 million it's at. But I think it's going to continue to do okay animated feature category-wise this award season. It's on the BAFTA shortlist. It's probably going to get an Oscar nomination. It may even win, and it's up for the Critics' Choice Award, so we'll see about Encanto. Back to the SAG Awards. Lead actor. I called it the other day, Javier Bardem, because I felt like SAG was going to love being the Ricardos. They did not put it up for cast, but Javier Bardem up for lead actor, along with the four who are probably locks for Oscar nominations at this point: Benedict Cumberbatch, Andrew Garfield, Will Smith, and Denzel Washington. Into the supporting categories now. For supporting actress, Cate Blanchett for Nightmare Alley was the surprise. As the ladies the other day were reading off the names, and one of them said Cate Blanchett, I went, all right, which one? Is it Don't Look Up or is it Nightmare Alley? I guess I'm glad it's Nightmare Alley out of the two, but it's not a fantastic Cate Blanchett performance. She's given so many better performances over the years. Katrina Balfe, Ariana DeBose is in for West Side Story, not Rita Moreno as well. Kirsten Dunst and Ruth Negga for Passing. They are your SAG Awards Supporting Actress nominees. Supporting Actor, glad Ben Affleck is in there for The Tender Bar. And Bradley Cooper, Licorice Pizza. Hey, he got in. You know, it's a fun performance. On Tuesday, I'm going to reveal my 4 acting categories for the LCJ Movie Awards this year. I will reveal this. As much as I'd like to put Bradley Cooper on my supporting actor list, you know, it's funny scenes, great scenes, but his limited screen time compared to some of the other legitimate, you know, in the movie 40, 45 minutes, an hour, performances from the year that were very, very strong. I have to go with them over Cooper, though he was great in Licorice Pizza, and I hope he gets an Oscar now. Maybe he'll finally win. He's been, nominated 8 times, which is insane. Troy Kutzer, Cody Smith-McPhee, and Jared Leto. Jared Leto wants that win. That's why Morbius is delayed. He wants the Oscar nomination and the win. So those are your SAG categories there. Performance by a cast in a motion picture: Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, House of Gucci, and the movie I'm picking now is King Richard. I'm feeling the buzz on King Richard, but we'll see where that momentum goes. Stunt ensemble: Black Widow, Dune, The Matrix Resurrections, which made another $815,000 this weekend. It's at 36 total. No Time to Die, and Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Your stunt ensemble nominees, some big action movies there from the year. A lot of people surprised Spider-Man wasn't there. Spider-Man also ineligible for the BAFTAs because they couldn't put the movie on the BAFTA screener digital streaming service for all the voters because Sony doesn't want links to the movie out there. So you won't see Spider-Man on BAFTA ballots, but will it actually get an Oscar nomination for Best Picture? As somebody pointed out, I read yesterday on Twitter, look, Black Panther, $700 million, got a Best Picture nomination. Avatar, $750 million, got a Best Picture Oscar nomination. So maybe, obviously Titanic as well won Best Picture, one of the biggest movies of all time, right up there. So maybe there are 10 guaranteed nominees for the Best Picture Oscar this year. We will find out what they are on February 8th. And we will find out the Critics' Choice Awards winners now on March 13th. The new date for the show, March 13th, live, 7 p.m., CW, TBS. Tay Diggs, Nicole Byer are the hosts. I think and I hope by March 13th, things are okay enough where we can all gather in person for this show. I'd love to attend. I'd love to see the stars. Hopefully things will be all right by March 13th. I think that's why they put it so far out, still almost 2 months away, because hopefully by then things will be good enough to do that. We've got, let's see, the SAG Awards are Feb 27. The Independent Spirit Awards are March 6. The BAFTAs also March 13, but Critics' Choice apparently had no choice but to also go with the 13th. Nothing on the 20th, and then the Oscars on March 27. Also the Annie Awards on Feb 26. So, yeah, it's going to be a jam-packed month for award shows. as we're squeezing a bunch in for the end of the season, but we've got a bit of a ways to go until we get there. BAFTA nominations are Feb 3, Oscar nominations Feb 8. Here it is, Jan 16. We're still a couple weeks away from finding out some important pieces of information. Nathan Kirsch, thanks for being here on LCJ Live. New movies out this week include The King's Daughter, which I may be seeing this week, was filmed years ago, as in 2014. Pierce Brosnan, K.S. Scodelario, Julie Andrews is the narrator. King's Daughter is out this week in theaters nationwide. Also Redeeming Love, a new romance from Universal. And The Royal Treatment's on Netflix, which I have seen. Laura Marano and Mina Massoud from Aladdin are in this. I'll have my thoughts on that later this week. And also, hopefully up today, we recorded it yesterday, my co-host Mike Sargent and I, our 100th episode of the Too Fast, Two Films podcast. We reflect on 100 episodes and review Belle, as well as Italian Studies, which you can watch on VOD with Vanessa Kirby. What do we think of Belle and Italian Studies? Well, hopefully soon you can go to toofast2films.com to listen to our 100th episode of the Too Fast, Two Films podcast as we kick off our third year of doing the Too Fast, Two Films podcast, and it's been great fun. I've enjoyed it very much. So Scream with 30.6 million. I saw Scream the other day. I went during the day on Friday, was one of only 3 in the theater. Clearly, this was a movie you go at night to see. The teens, the 20-year-olds, the 30-year-olds. It's skewing very young, though it is a reboot with some of the OG members, Neve Campbell, David Arquette, and Courtney Cox, who are very good in the film. It's very meta, a lot of movie references. It's a little overkill in that sense, but I was never bored watching this Scream. It's got some things to say. It's got some things to say about horror movies, but it's also got some things to say about relationships. And the cast is pretty good. It's watchable. It's decent. It's fun in spots. It drags a bit in other spots. It's all right. If you want my full review of Scream, you can read it at lights-camera-jackson.com. Scream with 30 million, Spider-Man with 20. The new movies that come out this week will not reach 20. They may not even reach 10. Redeeming Love probably won't. The King's Daughter probably won't. What's going to be on top next week? It'll be a battle because if Scream drops big, Spider-Man could still end up number 1 or even sing, depending on where things go. And then the following week, with the hole now that Morbius has given, and no movie wanted to fill that hole, we could have a very low number 1 in 2 weeks, but then you've got Jackass Forever and Moonfall kicking off February, and Marry Me and Death on the Nile on the 11th, and then a few more films in February. The Batman is in March. The Lost City is in March. So we've got some movies on the way. Got some big ones on the way. Just got to wait a little bit. These are probably going to be a couple of rough weeks for the theaters. They're going to try to get people in, maybe just put out some awards contenders. Re-releases, special releases that are going to drive people to the theaters, including the Betty White theatrical experience tomorrow, the tribute to her, in theaters nationwide. It's going to be a rough couple weeks. If you have the chance to go to a theater, you haven't seen something, you want to check it out, support your theaters, I would recommend doing so, and you're safely able to do that, and you're comfortable doing that, I would recommend that, because these theaters are going to need it between now and February the 3rd. So, I would recommend you visit your theater if you can and get the theatrical experience. All right, that's it for today's episode of LCJ Live. I think we covered just about everything. I'm Lights Camera Jackson. Stay safe, stay well, stay positive. Go to lights-camera-jackson.com, animationscoop.com, Twitter at LCJ Reviews, Instagram at LightsCamJackson, and YouTube.com/LightsCameraJackson. Thank you for watching today's LCJ Live. Fly, Eagles, fly. And I will see you next Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Take care. Bye-bye.